When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble.
Ice Age is fast approaching. The last scene shows the family together trying to cope with the fact that they are more than likely all going to die, and there's just no way to avoid it. It's just too late. Kevin Clash's last line as baby Sinclair would be when he asked, "What's going to happen to us?" And his father doesn't have an answer for him. He doesn't know what's going to happen. They let the baby know that he won't ever be left alone, and that they're all in this together. A newscaster on the show, Howard Hand Up Me, would give his final farewell to the world, knowing full well that this was the end.
Continued snow, darkness, and extreme cold. This is Howard Hand Up Me. Good night. Goodbye.
The finale threw fans off who were devastated, and there are plenty out there who still mourn the death of the Sinclair family.
About the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is a plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
What will be the result if you're proved to be correct in your theories?
The result will be profound and decisive, because it will give proof that a complete reinvestigation of the laws of nature is necessary. Because if the moon is a plasma, no man will ever land on it. The soft landing attempts will all fail. That means that the mass of the moon is less, far less, than is currently assumed. It's in a different state of energy, and it has far less mass. That means there is no more explanation for the tides. If the moon, for example, had only a thousandth part of its current mass, then the tides would only be 2 inches high, under conventional theories, instead of sometimes 14 feet. And that means that if it is proved that the moon is a plasma, then all gravitational theories are out, and a new concept of the cosmos and of its laws has to be evolved.
Aren't you being a bit adventurous, though, because you know that we're going to be able to test out your theories on the moon fairly soon?
Well, not anymore. 11 years ago, of course, it was rather taking a risk. I was considered a lunatic, of course, but by now the evidence, accumulated evidence, is already so much in my favor that I'm not taking any risks anymore. On the contrary, there is scientific views expressed all over the world now that the moon seems to be of a quite different nature of what was assumed.
But the Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen. Not on the moon. On Mars, on Venus, on other planets, yes, but the moon is definitely, as I assert, a plasma.
I have always been interested in words, terms, symbols, emblems, because I think that's the way the Spirit communicates with us, is with symbols. The Romans, the ancient Romans had a saying in their law that said, quote, "Let them who wish to be deceived, be deceived." Quite simply, the Roman law was, if you're so stupid to want to be deceived, go ahead. If you had any brains at all, you do your homework and take many, many days and hours, the kind of thing that Sir Lawrence Gardner does. Spend a lot of time researching, studying, and then you're going to find out, yes, what we're faced with in this world is consensus reality. It has very little to do with the real truth. The real truth, you better wake up and find out, has been around you all of your life. You just didn't see it.
This is the moon that you see every day. It's right above your head, and it probably never occurred to you that the key to understanding where you live is right in front of your eyes. I will show you now what it is that you're looking at and what you don't see. The image of the moon contains the map of the Earth. In fact, it looks like it's the only true map of the world. Mirrored, distorted, and sketchy, but beyond a shadow of the doubt, perfectly accurate in reflecting all the continents and their right proportions. It takes a bit of time to see it and to get used to it, because it requires a lot of internal effort to overcome a lifetime of conditioning and to believe that what you're being taught from birth is not true. But if you have an open mind and if you're curious about what you're looking at, you will realize that this is not the first time you've seen it, and that somebody might know this truth too, but they don't want to disclose it to you.